companies are panicking because gamers have realized they have a voice and they are not afraid to use it. We are willing to speak with our wallets because these companies like Ubisoft are continuously brushing off our feedback and criticisms, but now they're apparently dreading the release of their upcoming Assassin's Creed Hexe game after it was rumored to be the gayest Assassin's Creed yet. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, of course, I used to love Assassin's Creed. I think there are many amazing Assassin's Creed games, but over the years, we've definitely seen a shift in the quality and the direction of the franchise to something just more mainstream, which in my opinion is a little bit bland, and we know that Shadows has definitely not been the positive situation Ubisoft expected. It has faced so much backlash, so much criticism, and it seems that with every move they've made, there has been something wrong with it in the eyes of gamers, which is totally and completely understandable when you are trying to tell basically a fictionalized version of someone's life like Yasuke, and you are disrespecting the history of that individual, and you are completely disregarding things like accurate architecture, and you are making statues that have one-legged torii gates, which is seen as extremely insensitive by Japanese and also Western gamers. You deserve all of the backlash that you're facing. And we have heard that apparently this game, Assassin's Creed Shadows, is supposed to be pretty gay because it features LGBTQ romances, which sounds absurd because, as far as we know, the real-life individual Yasuke did not partake in any LGBTQ romances, and to top all of that off, we also have heard, apparently, No Way is going to lean heavily into storylines with female characters, but now apparently Ubisoft is dreading the release of their upcoming Assassin's Creed Hexe game after it was rumored to be the, quote, gayest Assassin's Creed yet. Now, we do not have a lot of information regarding this title, but I'm always looking to stay, cautiously optimistic. I'm always someone who says wait until we have a lot more information. Now, what we're hearing right now is really not that positive. Now, of course, this is a rumor. Take it with a grain of salt, though this is coming from Endymion, who said, I was told that the next Assassin's Creed game, which is called Hexe, which is set during the Salem witch trials, was being internally claimed, and to get this to be the gayest Assassin's Creed yet. I don't know what it is with Hollywood and these video game companies right now that are so infatuated with witches. We keep getting witch storylines, but they're not good ones. It's like Agatha, right? They're trying to play into the kind of witch archetype, and they have this woman who's very strong and very confident, but she's been wronged by the world. That show is doing terribly, and I don't think that this game is going to go over particularly well either if they really do focus on it being the gayest Assassin's Creed yet, instead of just having genuinely great storytelling. And I have to repeat this quite often, but I'm fine with seeing LGBT romances in video games if they are done naturally. If we are not talking about a forced storyline, it seems that it was shoved in there last minute because they had to fulfill some quota, if the characters actually have some kind of connection, if they're well written, at the end of the day, I'm fine with seeing so many different types of storylines in video games if they are done well, if they are thought out, well executed, but I don't have any faith in the activists that are working at companies like Ubisoft nowadays. I'm told that it only has a single female protagonist, and it's also the most fantastical Assassin's Creed yet. And yeah, there have been fantastical elements in every single Assassin's Creed game, so I think that that is fine as long as they are not boasting about historical accuracy. That was a major issue with Shadows, is that they said it was historically accurate when it really is not in any way, shape, or form. He continued, there will be lots of mysticism and will also have, as they said, very striking visuals. I don't know if that means an entirely different art style or anything, but this is what I was told. It wouldn't shock me if they did not make this a kind of mainline Assassin's Creed game, and instead it was more of a spin-off with a different art style and a different way of storytelling, if they just went in a completely different direction, because we are looking at Assassin's Creed Shadows and they're trying to do their best to make it a mainline Assassin's Creed game, but I think that it is going to be a failure. While I think it will still inevitably sell copies because of the Assassin's Creed name, I don't think that it's going to do as amazing as they expected, because we are in the middle of the culture war, because Gamergate 2 is well underway, and there are tons of gamers out there who are not buying DEI slop anymore, but from what we're hearing, internally, they're starting to panic over this. Ubisoft does not have confidence that it will sell well at all, and this too was put in development when a lot of these panderings were first being pitched or made. Internally, as I was being told, the developers behind Hexe joked that the game will indeed piss off the fan base, but they wanted to make it anyway, which is a losing strategy. If you want your product to sell, you have to respect the fans of the franchise. I mean, Assassin's Creed has been a mega success over the years, and you'd think that they would want to try to make a game that would appeal to as many people as possible, but that's not the mentality in the industry, especially by these activists who feel they can do no wrong and they could create anything and it's still going to sell, which is a really shitty attitude, in my opinion. And if it is true that there is not a male protagonist and you can only play as a female, I also don't think that's going to sit particularly well with people. And if they are not actually offering you a way to play as a male, that means, of course, during the Salem witch trials, you're a female, you're going to be wronged, you're going to be shunned by the world, people are going to constantly question you and doubt you and your intentions. So I can already see from a mile away that it is going to be an absolute fucking cringe fest if they do have the activists that have worked on titles like Assassin's Creed Shadows working on this too, and I highly doubt that they're going to change up the company that much. Now, we could potentially see this game completely scrapped if the buyout goes through and Ubisoft is taken private and Tencent gains control of it. It wouldn't shock me if projects like this ended up getting scrapped and they reworked these ideas. But as of right now, even their new Assassin's Creed game, Shadows, is going over terribly for them. I don't see this going over well either. If it truly is the gayest Assassin's Creed yet, and you're playing as a female who's wronged by the world, it wouldn't shock me that modern day Ubisoft would write a game like this thinking it would sell, and then it turns out to be a complete and utter disaster. Though right now, Assassin's Creed is in a very bad place, and while these are just rumors, it would not surprise me at all if they actually went in this direction. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.